How's it going, everybody? Before I started recording this, I was thinking, what screen should I start with? How do I get you guys introduced to this video? And this is it. This is what I'm going with. The number one question that I get is, how are you able to upload so many products, not only to Merch by Amazon, but eBay, Redbubble, Etsy, if you have a Shopify store, basically anything that you can think of. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I've recorded videos about Merch Titans automation a while ago. I would say probably a year ago when I first started using the tool, the platform, whatever you want to call it. And now that I've used it for a year, if not longer, I really have to say that it's one of the tools that right now I couldn't live without. I couldn't actually do my business without Merch Titans automation. Any of the tools that I actually use, I do include the links in my video descriptions. I never advertise them, but if you guys are curious, I would say check those out. I think Merch Titans should be included. So let me start with, I guess, how powerful is this before I even start talking about what it actually does and what it is. When I run the automation tool, and this is, for example, as you can see here, this is for eBay. Everything that you would do manually, or let's say you're hiring somebody or you're doing it yourself, to list a single product, it would take you, if you're really, really good, I don't even know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, let's say, 20 minutes, depending on how much information you want to include. But this is what this tool is able to do. As you can see here, it is putting out a product, a live listing, every 2 to 3 minutes. And depending on your account size or the store subscription or the allowed number of products that you can push to eBay, it basically means that it won't ever stop because it will be limited by the number of products or listings that you are able to create in a spreadsheet for the day. So if you decide to upload 500 a day and you actually have the capacity to do that, to organize your spreadsheets in that way, that's how many products will be uploaded. Same thing goes for Merch by Amazon or any other websites, for example, that don't have a daily limit. If you guys are familiar with something, I think like Spreadshirt or Teespring, some of those might have daily upload limits, maybe even Redbubble. But if we're talking about the key ones like Merch by Amazon or eBay, they don't have those limits. Well, Merch does, but I'm saying if you stay within that limit. So let me jump into what this is for those of you who are not familiar, and then I'm going to talk about why I love it and why it's definitely worth the price. So basically, this is a tool. It's an automation tool which just does what I just explained. It uploads the products for you, so you don't have to do this manually. It supports a number of platforms. Let me see where that summary would be. Here it is. So basically, it works with Merch by Amazon, Society6, Redbubble, Teespring, Zazzle, TeePublic, Spreadshirt, and Printful. Printful is my big one because with Printful, through the Printful integration, I can upload to eBay, and then, for example, I can push those products from my eBay store to my Etsy store to my Amazon store, and not Merch by Amazon, but the actual Amazon store, which fulfillment by seller, and if you have a Shopify store. So through this one Printful integration, I personally push products to 3 different stores on a daily basis. So that's like 3 different stores on a daily basis. And if you look at this, for example, this is not even the whole list of what I've done today just for eBay. And this is round 1. So I'm going to go through. So my system is Merch by Amazon is always my priority. I make sure those uploads are done on a daily basis. After I clean up those spreadsheets and push products to Merch, I will go into my spreadsheet and change the titles and some of the item descriptions if it's necessary, to make sure that it actually works for eBay. Because, for example, you wouldn't include t-shirt or shirt or cell phone case or anything like that in your Merch by Amazon title. So those changes have to be made for eBay or Etsy or whatever the case is. So I'll do that, and then this is what I'm going to do throughout the day. I'm going to run the tool, and it's going to be uploading to Merch, and then through Printful I will push to always my priority is eBay, then Amazon, then Etsy. But Etsy is I can spend a half a day talking about Etsy and how inactive I am, but that doesn't matter because the option to push products to Etsy is still there. So these are the platforms that I just mentioned, and then the plans are right here. So this is the plan that I have, and I have to tell you, if you're thinking about hiring somebody like an assistant or somebody through Fiverr, or we're gonna pay them $2 or $3 an hour, because I know that these are some of the suggestions floating around on YouTube, how to scale your business and everything. Sure, that's a great idea, but I'm telling you that you won't get enough labor out of that person that's worth these $70. It is honestly probably the most, like anybody who's in tier, I would say 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, 200,000 on merch is definitely running this platform or something else, because it is that useful. Now let's quickly look at the platform and what it looks like. I think in my original video, I basically said that when I first looked at this, and actually let me change this to, just so it's easier to see, wrong screen. There we go. I basically said that the first 2 weeks of using this, or just looking at it, it was very intimidating, because there were just so much. Like, you go through these screens and everything, and it's like, what is going on? Like, what kind of information is this? I really don't know what I'm doing. But once you actually get used to it and you save these profiles, so I can basically upload a profile with all my selections here, then it's so easy to run, because all you have to do is you go to the home page here, you upload your spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet basically includes information like the URL to your image, so the path to your image that you're going to be using for your product design, your title, your brand, if you want to include product descriptions and key points, and all you do is you start the automation. You start the program. Now, before you do that, you would select which platform you're going with. I usually do one at a time. I'm not sure if anybody's ever actually done multiple. I think it slows things down. For me, it's a little messy, so I prefer just to do merch, just to do Printful, and then, like I said, do them individually. If you go into, for example, Merch by Amazon settings, all you're doing here is you're indicating what is going to be in your listings. So, for example, do you want this to be saved or submitted? Do you want this to be translated, right? Yes. Then you click on the individual markets, and you select the products that you want to push your product or designs to. You set your pricing, right? You do this for every single marketplace. Then you go into fit types. So you can, for example, choose if it's something to do with like alcohol or drugs or guns or something like that. You don't want to include youth sizes. So these are the options that you have. You go into colors, same thing. So for the last products that I was listing, I was only using four colors, because my designs look the best on those colors. Then you go into your advanced settings, and then this is where the information for the title will be pulled from. Will it be pulled from the column that says title, or something else, description, right? You can play around with this. I make sure that I know that my title is actually the title, description is the description, and so on. Do the same thing for Printful. So for Printful, this is where you would include the URL to your store that you're pushing to. So in this case, I was actually pushing to eBay, and then you go into uh, the product type. So this was for t-shirts, which colors, all that kind of stuff. You know, you increase the profits, increase the price by, and I usually go $10.50. This way I can offer free shipping, I can run a sale, and my profit margin will be over $5, around $5-6, depending on the platform. And then the same thing for, you know, title, description, and tags, and so on. So again, once you actually get familiar with this and you use it a couple times and you realize the power of it, you know, this is just eBay. Like I said, this is all done within 11:42. You know, let's say half an hour. Let's say even if it's an hour, to be able to push, what is this? I don't even know. Let's say 30 products. Let's say 50 products an hour to eBay, and then automatically transfer these to your Amazon store, and then automatically push them to your eBay store, to your Shopify store. I mean, you know, $70 a month. Is it worth it? Absolutely. So that's how I'm able to, you know, list thousands of products a month. If anybody's curious, that's the answer. There's nothing else to it, because if you're going to be doing this work manually, I think it's going to be very hard for you to keep up with those numbers. Now, the only problem with, you know, these kinds of platforms is not the problem with them, but it's the problem with me in actually having the capacity to design so many new designs every single day, right? So there are different tools, for example, that you can also use to scale up certain designs and kind of run another automation tool to, for example, change certain numbers, years, words in your design, to customize it. But again, that doesn't matter. Basically, the time is the only limiting factor on how many products you can actually. So basically, in summary, there is nothing negative that I can say. This was, and I actually took a while to decide to sign up for this. I can't remember if I was a tier 8,000 or 4th. I can't remember, but I was basically looking, and this was before we had the designs versus products on merch. But it was probably the best decision that I had ever made. And I keep saying, like, my whole new theme with this channel is to show you guys and to talk about things that that I messed up in the past, and definitely using tools and signing up for useful services was my number one mistake. I was kind of stubborn in saying I can do this all on my own. And even when I record these videos, like I'm telling you guys about these services, and then I'm providing an affiliate link down below, but that doesn't matter. This is so useful. Look into it, decide if it makes sense for you, and then see what actually works, because I have a number of links in the description that you're probably never going to pay attention to. But that's why I'm doing these videos, just so you wouldn't make the same mistakes that I did. Because if I had done this earlier, I could have concentrated on so many other aspects of this business. Because if I'm not spending 8 hours a day actually just uploading products, then I have time to do research, then I have time to design cooler designs and so on. So in summary, I would say Merch Titans Automation is probably one of the most important tools, along with probably most of the ones that you see in the description that I use. Anyways, I'll wrap it up here. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if anyone actually used this and has had a bad experience. Do you use any of their competitors? Because I know there are a bunch of other automation platforms floating around. Let me know. I'm curious. We're all in this together to learn. Right now I'm sharing with you guys, so hopefully this is useful information. Okay, I'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys. See you soon.